Wow, Radio CT, Hall & Oates.
It was. Good song from Hall & Oates. Pam.
Yes.
What were you doing? Excuse me. What were you doing? You're fiddling with something electronic. What is going
Cameras.
on?
Getting the
Cameras? Tell me
cameras on.
more. Tell me more.
Well, right now, we should be live on Wow Radio CT, YouTube.
Get out of here.
Just go to YouTube.
Yeah, I'm there.
Search Wow Radio CT.
Wow Radio CT.
Click on live.
Click on live. Hang on. Okay, live.
And you should see us in the studio.
Oh, look at that. Let's see.
Is it
Let's
working?
see if it's live. Let me check and see. Oh, there we are.
All
there
right,
I
good.
am. Oh, God.
All right, good.
We're on TV.
Reason we're live is not because of you and me. It's because of our guest who's in the studio who's going to play live for us. Shawn Taylor.
Good.
How are you, Shawn?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Welcome
Pam?
back to Wow.
Thank you very much for having me.
Doing fine. Brian, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. We're on TV. Good God.
Good to
So
see you,
Brian
Brian.
puts his
I
glasses
should have
on.
had some makeup. I look pasty.
You look all right.
Oh,
man.
thank you,
look all
Shawn.
right.
So do you.
Thank you.
We all look good.
Thank you.
Mixmaster Bill is here.
Hello.
Sean, his daughter
Uh-oh.
Carol.
Oh, there it is.
Carol.
$5.
Caroline.
Coraline.
Coraline.
Oh!
All right.
Concertina.
$5.
Oh.
9 minutes before
There
the
you go,
top of the hour,
Caroline.
Brian.
Buy
getting
us-
interesting
Get
already.
some more coffee. There we go. I got her name wrong. Coraline.
So Shawn
She
Taylor's
gives you
here.
one pass. One pass.
Shawn Taylor's here.
Sean Taylor's here.
Yes.
Pam,
I
I got to explain to Sean. I made a
Yes.
deal with Coraline
You
here.
did.
That
He
if I
made a
screwed
deal.
up her name one more time, I'd give her $5.
Oh, man.
So you saw the exchange, but she gave it back. She said I get a mulligan.
Okay.
All right. Coraline, I'm sorry.
That's very kind.
I'm
That's
so
pretty
ashamed.
awesome.
I'm so ashamed of myself. So Shawn Taylor, you walked the Appalachian Trail
Mm-hmm.
I did.
and you made it
29
did.
years ago this week.
29 years ago.
yesterday.
What were you,
I
like
started,
5?
5. That's right. How did
Yeah.
you? That's
Good
I
grief.
appreciate you saying that,
Were you
Brian.
lost? What happened?
The math
You know?
is a little
Yeah.
fuzzy on that, but
Yeah,
yeah.
29 years.
That's right.
Well, good. We're glad you made it.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I'm just biding my time till the next time.
So
What
you're going to do it again.
Well, I got to get the other ones out of the way first, the Pacific Crest and the Continental Divide.
You have
and
a long list of trails.
I'm a through hiking addict. I'm in remission to raise my kids right now. So
Okay.
I got another few years of that, and then I can be a
What,
kid myself.
Trail remission.
What is it that goes through Connecticut? Is that the Appalachian Trail?
Yep.
And it's on the maps, right?
It is. It goes through like Sharon and Cornwall and
Okay.
Kent
And it
up
runs
that way.
from Maine to Georgia.
Yep.
That's
So-
a lot of walking.
Is the Connecticut part? I know parts of it are inhospitable and tough to do, but is the Connecticut part of that pretty good, pretty easy, pretty simple walking?
So it's all very simple. One foot in front of the other, breathe in and out. But and easy is all a matter of perspective.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
By the time you've walked from Georgia to Connecticut, you're in pretty good shape, so it's easy, sure.
Okay.
But,
All right, that makes sense.
I've told people that Bear Mountain is easy, and they go there and they're cursing me the next day. So
I just read
all
about.
perspective.
It's funny. I just read about something that talks about some of the hardest trails to walk in this country,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them is in Arizona. I think it's Arizona. They call it the cloud to. Let me see. They call it the ground to cloud ascent
Yeah.
up some mountain,
Yep.
and they say that it takes hours to walk, like just a couple of miles.
Oh, sure.
So it can be for many reasons, I would assume. It can be the height, the angle of the walk. It can also be the terrain.
It
that
can be
can
the
make
terrain
it-
or the weather or the bugs or
The wild animals.
Mountain lions,
or
maybe.
wild people that you meet along the way. It depends. There's it's like 6 months of super compressed, intense life.
Wow.
Just like always
Now,
there.
Shawn Taylor, I want to remind everybody, first of all, we are live on YouTube right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go to YouTube, hit Wow Radio CT, go to live, and you'll see us. But my question is,
Mm-hmm.
did you see any live animals when you were on the trail?
Oh, many live ones, dead ones, all sorts of
Any
animals.
dangerous
So-
animals?
Yeah, the most dangerous I saw were humans.
Okay,
But,
all right.
But
Fair
yeah,
enough.
sure. I saw moose. I saw bears. I saw a lot of. I've seen bobcats. All that. No mountain lions.
Was there fear in your soul when you saw these animals?
In most of those cases, no. I was afraid when we walked up, we scared up a couple of moose that were
Okay.
kind of getting it on one time, and we walked up on that, so I was a little nervous at that point.
Yeah.
But
Moose can be dangerous. You got to be
moose-
careful around them.
moose, I'm more
How-
scared around moose than bears.
They're not
yeah.
happy animals sometimes.
How long did it take you to do this?
6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
And you did. Obviously, you stopped. Did you spend time in towns or?
Oh yeah. So you stop every, between 4 to 6 days, resupply in a town, and you're on
Gotcha.
the East Coast. You cross a road, constantly. There's no huge sections where the longest section is a 100-mile section in Maine where you don't cross a road. You have, and that's the longest you are away from civilization.
Are there kiosks and 7-Elevens along the way so you can stop in and get a
And
Oh,
restrooms?
When you
Nutty-
hitchhike into
a
town,
Nutty
yes.
Buddy or something?
Yes,
Yeah.
there are. I mean,
Yeah.
I did it back in '96 too, so there was less stuff along the way, and I didn't have a cell phone, and you kind of just,
man.
nobody had a cell. One guy actually did have a cell phone. He got ragged on, and now,
Yeah.
now it's the opposite way around. There's
And
probably one
back in-
person without.
That's when they were heavy. They were like 2 pieces. They were like a suitcase and a phone.
Yeah, and he had a computer with it,
But
the
then
whole
you're
deal.
out there with no communication. I mean, if you're in the middle of nowhere.
Which is exactly what I was looking for
Yep.
at the time, and will be again.
I can understand that.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go to the monasteries where the monks are and be quiet for like 2 weeks.
That's the idea right there.
So how long did you go without talking to another human?
There was only, unfortunately, maybe a scattering of 4 or 5 days where I didn't see a single human
Okay.
being.
How
on
did that
on
feel?
trip.
Did you feel calm, or were you looking for anybody to talk to after 5 days?
Both.
Okay.
I love time by myself, but by the time you get to see
Yeah.
somebody, you're excited.
Did you have a
cool.
hiking buddy or did you go solo?
So I started with a friend of mine who I told him what I was doing, and he may have been eating psychedelics or something at that time, and so he thought that's a great idea. He had no idea what he was getting into, and he was out for a week and a half, and then he actually came back out later.
Took him
We
that
hiked-
long, a week
hiked
and a half,
together,
huh?
yeah. He came back out though and did a fair amount of it.
Brian, we should take a break. It's 3 minutes before the top of the
We
hour.
should take a break. Yes, we've got to take care of the weather forecast.
And come back and get some live music and some recorded music because Sean's got
Yeah.
a new CD.
And I want to find out more about the Appalachian Trail
Oh, yeah.
walk.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Sure. Actually, we've got a show we're talking about it. Maybe we'll talk about that too.
Oh, when?
April 26th in Stratford.
Where?
At the Christ Episcopal Church. It's
Oh.
going to be a sit-down, quiet listen with my friends Brian Titus and Mark Apostolitis.
And we've
Our-
had Brian Titus here.
That's right. Our
Yeah.
show is called Songs from the Trail. We'll even have slideshows behind us of our pictures. We'll have our
Oh, that's
gear
excellent.
scattered around.
Because they have both walked the trail as well.
Yeah, and we've done other trails as well.
Mm-hmm.
I've done the John Muir Trail and the Long Trail, and Mark's done most of the Pacific Crest Trail, and
Wow.
yeah, we like to walk.
Exactly.
Wow.
Thanks, Mary Lee. Currently 66 degrees in Wallingford outside our studios here at Toyota of Wallingford, 66 in Hamden, and 63 in New Haven.
Hang on.
Hanging.
Pam, we've got temperatures now coming in from Fairfield County. 64 in Bridgeport, 60 in Fairfield. Waterbury's got 65. Newport, Rhode Island, where we have quite a few people listening, 54 degrees.
Cool.
Cool.
1 minute till the top of the hour. On the other side, we'll talk more to Shawn Taylor and hear some music, too. Songs from the Trail, Saturday, April 26th. Brian, it's the Christ Episcopal Church on Main Street in Stratford.
Make sure you get the church correct, because there's a few churches in a row there. So you got to make sure you get the right church.
The
right.
Christ
Yeah.
Episcopal Church,
It's a nice
That's right.
church.
2000 Main Street.
Yeah.
also known as the CEC. Brian, for those
Yeah,
in the know.
that's the nickname they give to it. Yeah.
Sean's got a new disc coming out, too, called The Last One, and we've got like a preview copy.
Well,
We've
don't
got-
don't tell anyone that, Pam. My manager wouldn't let me out of the house with that.
The
I'm,
last
I'm on the
one?
lam,
I just made
Pam,
that
for-
up.
All right. It's all coming up.
We're going to hear something from somebody.
Top secret.
More fun coming up.
Wow, radio. Joe Walsh on Wow Radio CT, where it's 3 past the hour.
Whatever hour it is, you're going to
Favorite hour.
love this hour.
Yeah, we do rebroadcast the show later
Yep.
today between 5 and 9.
And what a day we've had so far.
And if you're listening to the rebroadcast, you're listening to the rebroadcast.
Yeah. Welcome.
Yes. We're also live on YouTube.
Yeah. Wow Radio CT on YouTube. Click on live.
Shawn Taylor in the studio.
Hey, Shawn.
Hey,
Hey.
Wow.
So you've got a guitar with you.
I do.
He does.
You sing, you play guitar, you write songs, and you walk all over the world.
I do.
Yes. I've got more questions about your walk, but I've got more questions actually about your music.
Okay.
Where are you going to be?
So I've got some really exciting shows coming up. On the 16th, I'm putting out my new album at Best Video in Hamden. And actually, like I said, we have secretly, don't tell anybody out
No.
there, but we have the master with us. So we're going to leak a couple of tracks off of there.
Oh,
And
man.
then the day after that, I'm at the Fairfield Hills Music Festival in the afternoon. And
It's in Newtown.
that's right. And then this coming Saturday, we have, or next Saturday rather, the 26th, we'll be with Songs from the Trail at the Episcopal Church.
Oh, very nice.
And then I'll be all over the place.
You've got
Go
a-
to ShawnTaylorTunes.com.
you got a busy agenda.
every day.
Shawn Taylor.
And that Songs from the Trail show is described as songs, stories, photos, and gear
That's right.
from their collective individual through hikes and long distance hikes on the Appalachian Trail and beyond.
So you might even
Super
smell
cool.
the trail.
I'll bet.
Let's hear a song. Let's hear a song.
All right,
Let's-
can we
let's-
spin
let's-
one from the master?
We can.
Let's cut through the clutter and hear some Shawn Taylor.
Sure. This is track 1 off the new disc.
New disc is called The Last One. And your CD release party, as you mentioned, is Friday, May 16th at Best Video in Hamden.
Yep. And it will be out on CD before it will be streaming. So
That's so old school.
I'm
Look
trying
at
to do
you.
it backwards. Retro.
All right, so this one is called Good Morning,
Yeah.
and hopefully it'll play just fine here, the CD player on Wow Radio CT.
There it is.
Shawn Taylor, Good morning on Wow Radio CT.
Sounded good, Shawn. Where'd you record
Great.
that?
Mostly at my house.
At your house.
Wow.
My drummer recorded at his house in Atlanta, and my bass player, for the most part, was in Nashville. But this is actually the Paul Opalak in Long Hill recording. It's Shelton recorded the bass
Wow.
on this.
Any sounds in there at your house that, like, you know are there, but we wouldn't unless you told us? Dryer going off? Doorbell? Cat getting sick? Anything like that?
There's
Dog barking?
there's a lot of ghosts, and I was just listening to them on the way over here, hoping
Goats?
nobody else ghosts.
Oh, ghosts.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
hoping nobody else will hear them. But
usually
I'm going to
pretty
dare anyone to
quiet, right?
find them. Yeah, there's a couple that I can't stop
Loud,
hearing.
yeah.
So
Very nice.
ambiance.
So Shawn Taylor, your website too, I should mention, Shawn Taylor Tunes. It's Shawn spelled SHAWN,
Yes.
TaylorTunes.com.
Yes,
Which,
yes.
by the way, is the way Shawn should be spelled.
Right?
This scene stuff is just crazy.
Yeah.
Phonics.
SEAN. That's
Or
nuts, right?
SHAUN.
That
There's
makes
like a
sense, too,
million
but-
different ways to spell
Shawn.
Shawn.
Yeah, it's Shawn.
Shawn.
Shawn. That's the way to spell it.
The last one is the new, not out yet, the
That's right.
upcoming CD. And this is going to be your 5th CD.
Yep.
Oh, a lot of music.
A lot of music. Yep.
CD release party, Brian and crew, Friday, May 16th at Best Video. But before that, you've got Songs from the Trail.
Yep. We do. That'll be coming up, and very excited about that. This is only our 5th show together. Our last one was on the shores of Lake Ontario a few weeks ago.
You were up where I went to college in Oswego.
So I ran through the campus in the morning after
That's
the show.
where I went to school.
Cool.
Right
Right
Did,
on
you,
the
did
water.
you see Pam's plaque?
I missed it.
Yeah?
Dang it.
That's right, yes.
Cool.
Kiss the plaque the next time you're
I
there.
will. I will.
Brian, you want to hear some live music now from Shawn? What do you think?
It's funny. You know, I
You
was
good with
saying
that?
before, if I don't hear live music, I might just have to go home and maybe just, take a nap until tomorrow.
Well, he was kind enough to bring
I
his
need,
guitar
I need an
with him,
IV.
so-
I'm going to go home and hook myself up to an IV.
or at least
Got
have
to hear
another
some live
donut.
music.
You got it.
Another donut would be fine, too.
So you have, this will be your 5th album out. So are you going to play something from the new album or something from albums past?
So I'm going to go outside the box. I'm going to play one from Songs from the Trail that I wrote with Brian Titus.
Oh,
actually.
cool.
And I'm gonna build the anticipation for everybody to hear what's on the CD beyond what we just played. Maybe we'll leak a couple more, but this is a song we wrote together about how you work so hard towards something, and you walk for 6 months, and you're like looking forward to that objective, and then you get there and you just can't wait for it to slow down. You just want it to slow down and not end.
Not be over?
And not be over.
Yeah.
Kind of like life, right? You can't
Yeah,
wait
yeah.
to be a grown up, then you get there and you're like, slow
Whoa,
down, man.
the weeks fly
Put
by.
the brakes on.
Oh, for sure.
So that's what this song's about. It's a little rough because this is not the part that I play. Mark and Brian are both great singers. You know Brian, and Mark Mark has an angelic voice himself, and so you'll have to deal with my rough around the edges version of this. But this is called "Slow Down."
Slow down. Shawn Taylor, Wow Radio CT.
Another week, counting days and counting weeks and counting calories, counting on the trail, take me where I need to be, counting miles and counting steps and counting on my friends, counting on the one I love to be there at the end. We'll see. Slow down, rest your restless feet. She's been waiting for a million years. What's another week away from home? Living in a dream. How far must I hike to find a new reality? So I bed down in the evening to the creaking of the pines, stories of the day around the fire, and tales of luck and magic, the funny and the tragic. Compare our cuts and bruises, no limit to the ways to walk the same narrow trail. You got to slow down, rest your restless feet. She's been waiting for a million years. What's another week? In the end, when it's all over, and the miles all lay behind, the boots are on the shelf, and the world is screaming, bang, bang, bang. Got to slow down, rest your restless feet. We've been walking for 2,000 miles. What's another week? You gotta slow down, rest your restless feet. You've been walking for 2,000 miles. What's another week? She's been waiting for 2,000,000 years. What's another week? She's been waiting for 1,000,000 years. What's another week? Thank you.
Shawn Taylor, slow down.
Slow
on Wow
down.
Radio CT. That's good advice.
I apologize for butchering that, Mark and
Oh,
Brian, if
stop
you're
it.
out there listening.
They loved it.
I hope so.
So tickets for the show and all of your shows, you can go to your website for that, ShawnTaylorTunes.com.
That's right.
SHAWN TaylorTunes.com. So the show that you're doing on the 26th in Stratford at Christ Episcopal Church, your songs from the trail, how does that actually work? Are you guys doing individual songs? Are you playing all your songs together?
So how it started was we played individually. We played song swap in the round Nashville style, and it has morphed into us playing together. And
Awesome.
so 95% of it we're playing together. But we'll each go down the line. Each one of us will tell one of our stories and play one of our songs, and the rest of us will accompany. And we'll just keep doing that all night.
The one you just played, you said you wrote with Brian Titus.
Yes, and Mark and Brian and I have written another one since that I'll save for that night.
Brian Smith, that was going to be my question. How many of these tunes have you guys all written together?
So that's we've only written 2 so far, but we've got a whole list of ideas for a bunch more. So this is the beginning of
Yes, you
another
do.
long journey.
When you guys write songs together, and there's 2 or 3 of you, do you do it all at the same time in a room, or do you write something, send it to somebody else, they kind of adapt it a little bit, send it on to the next person? How does that collaboration work?
So far it's all been in the same room,
Okay.
and it's been. Brian is like the adult, and and Mark and I are the dreamers, and somehow it is coalesced into 2 sessions, becoming 2 complete songs that we're
Does
playing
it
out. So,
always go smoothly?
as smooth as songwriting can go, you kind of dive into the muck of things. So, but actually, the first time I got together and wrote with Brian, we had 2 hours to write, and he was like, "All right, we're gonna have a finished song by the end of this," and I was like, "All right, we'll see," and we did. We had a finished song.
That's excellent. But somebody must go into it with an idea, a germ of a song,
So
a
actually,
seed.
he and I, before we had done that, went on a hike. So we had talked together and spent some time together. And then when we sat down by my fireplace, and we just had a conversation, and we started writing things from our conversation until we realized what we were talking about.
Excellent.
And then it just went like that.
So would you recommend then, if somebody is a singer-songwriter who's kind of at a blank spot, the blank canvas won't fill, that they go on a hike on the Adirondack Trail?
Or even just step
Or
outside.
the Appalachian Trail? I mean.
Even just step outside and breathe the fresh air. Right?
Okay, good.
You know?
That's always a tough thing to do, is to fill in the space when you can't think of anything to put in there, or even identify the space.
See, I have the opposite problem. I have too many ideas, and life is too short.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
they
see, that's
just-
good. That's
they
a good.
come
That's,
like
that's a
that.
good problem to have.
It's a good problem to have until you're not disciplined enough to catch it all.
Okay,
you
right,
know?
You need like 5 or 6 different pieces of paper to write each idea on as each one comes up.
5 or 6 would be a much more focused improvement for me. I have stuff everywhere.
Oh, that's nice. Very cool.
So
that's
songs
a
from
good
the
thing
trail.
to have.
You do you have like a slideshow behind you? How does
Yep.
it work?
We have a slideshow. Each of us have I don't know, a couple hundred pictures in there, and it just randomly goes through. So there's pictures from my hike on the Appalachian Trail, from the long trail in Vermont, and the John Muir Trail in California. There's pictures from Mark's trip on the Pacific Crest Trail, and Brian's trip on the Appalachian Trail.
That's such
They're
a
all
great
just
idea.
mixed up randomly, and
And that's running behind you the whole time that you're playing.
behind us or next to us, and then we've got our backpacks hung up and our boots hung up and our
It's the
tents
whole
set up. And
experience.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Do you light a campfire on stage?
We weren't allowed to last time. I'm hoping the church will allow us. You know,
That's
I don't
right,
know.
it is a church.
They have different rules, right?
Songs from the Trail. It's the 5th time you guys have done this show together,
yeah, yeah.
and you're constantly adding stuff to it. Then, if
We-
you're writing more songs,
We've been pretty consistently getting together. In fact, we got together last night and we did nothing. Our plan was to rehearse for the show, and we sat there and we talked. We played a couple other songs that had nothing to do with our show, and it was great. Just a bonding experience, which we've kind of left the show a little openness enough in the show to be spontaneous for us to keep talking about our stories amongst ourselves, so that they can go places we might not even expect. So it's not
so
a
you could
rehearsed
do,
show. It's us having a conversation with each other
It's
about
almost
our
like
trips.
improv.
To a big extent, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
A show about nothing. You could
Show
do that.
about nothing, right.
Songs about nothing.
Songs about nothing.
Shawn Taylor's here, and you want to do another track from the CD?
Yeah, I'd love to.
I think you do.
And this,
CD is the last one.
right. This one's, it's hard to pick because this CD is, for the last decade and a half, I've been spending my time trying to develop my wandering roots style, and that being Americana in the broadest sense, trying to absorb different musical styles and coalesce them into something. And so this CD goes all over the place, from like hard rock blues to reggae to Motown to folk stuff. It's like all over the place, and so it's hard to pick a track. But maybe
Reggae?
Yeah, you
You
know
doing
what?
some reggae?
Motown.
You know what? Maybe that's where we'll go. Since
Yeah,
all
yes,
right.
please.
So the
Reggae.
track 2 would be a little reggae. I wrote this song on the ukulele.
That's one I actually have queued up. This much is
This much is true.
true.
It's a
Yeah.
reggae song?
It's a
Oh,
it's a
right.
reggae song I wrote on the ukulele, and I play electric guitar on this
Oh,
too.
man. All right.
This
Dig in.
much is true. Okay. This is another track from Shawn Taylor's upcoming album. We don't have it, though, called The Last One.
Tape it.
Wow,
Record
Radio
it. Bootleg
CG.
it.
Just don't tell my manager.
Yeah, sell it.
All right.
Sell it on the dark web, Pam.
Let me see.
All right. Pam is twisting the knobs on our CD player,
See if
which
it
is a
works
lost
this
art,
time.
by the way.
There we go.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Very nice, Shawn Taylor.
Shawn Taylor on Wow Radio CT.
Who's playing harmonica?
That's me.
That's you. Oh,
Shawn.
man, that's great.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That is
great.
that's a world debut right there. Nobody's heard this outside of the
Wow.
small
Is that
circle of
your own
friends.
head? and
Except
your
my own
friends?
head and
Yes.
friends.
You
Yes.
didn't bring
nice.
your harmonica today, did you?
I have them with me,
Oh,
but
you
they're,
do?
I'm tucking them
Okay.
over there.
All right. Okay.
Do you
Guess he
clean
played
them?
it last
Do
time.
you clean them off every day?
Not enough.
No.
Not enough. They're pretty nasty.
You
I don't.
brush-
I don't even like sharing them with myself.
Oh, good. Yeah, no, I understand because I played, and you got to keep them clean.
You
or,
do.
You know,
Otherwise, they get clogged up and break.
3 weeks later, you
yeah.
take them out of the case, and you say, "What? That
Yeah. What is that?
little
Leftover pizza?
little plants growing on there."
Food and spit
Yep.
and all kinds of stuff. 25
yeah.
past the hour. Let's take a quick break. Do the
Oh,
weather.
we've got to take care of the weather
We
forecast.
have some spots and we'll come back.
All right, who's going to say the word?
I think Shawn should.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, thanks, Mary Lee. Current temp 66 in Wallingford outside our studios here at Toyota of Wallingford, 66 in Hamden, 63 in New Haven.
Down in Fairfield County, Pam?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Make
Hang on.
it up.
Hang on.
It's whatever you want it to
I've
be.
got 63.
That makes sense.
No, that's here. All right, hold
63
on.
New Haven.
I got a twitchy mouse.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm having a hard time navigating over here. It is 64 in Bridgeport, 60 in Fairfield, and 65 in Waterbury. Nice.
beautiful day for a Friday or
Yep.
any day. Couple messages, then back with more from Shawn Taylor. We are WOW Radio CT. It's half past the hour on a Friday, the 18th of April. Beautiful day here. Shawn Taylor, live in studio.
Shawn is here. Shawn walked the Appalachian Trail.
Indeed.
Did you bring a guitar with you on the trail?
No.
No?
No, definitely
Just the
not.
basics, right?
Yeah, I mean, I cut the handle off my toothbrush to save weight. So there was no guitar.
All right.
How heavy was the pack you brought with you?
I didn't get to weigh it in the beginning, but it got lighter as time went on, as
Yeah.
I got rid of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't
Wow.
imagine.
What's the most distance you've walked in one day?
28 miles.
28 miles. Wow.
How many pair of shoes did you go through?
So, well, I had 2, but I should have had like 6 of the brand that I had because they were held together with duct tape.
Wow.
I wore the first ones out like 400 miles in, and they were held together with duct tape. I mailed the second pair to myself halfway so that I had a new pair of boots for, till they were shot like 400 miles later.
Yeah, I'm
When-
thinking you'd have to go into town and buy new shoes,
So
right?
is it,
Well,
yeah.
then you can't break them in that way. That's the problem.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
Well, so how many miles do you get? I've never measured that, but how many miles do you get to a pair of shoes? Like 400 miles?
It really depends on the shoe and how much weight
All
you
right.
carry and
And
terrain.
How
when-
often you get the oil change?
They're like
Yep.
tires.
How often you stub your toe.
Yeah. when
God.
you wear through your shoes, what wears first? The soles come off, or do you start do the laces
So
disintegrate?
in
What
life,
happens?
I pretty much wear everything out uniformly.
Okay.
So it all falls apart. I mean, my pack was held together with duct tape. My boots were held together with duct tape. My
Thank goodness
guitars are held together with duct
Thank
tape.
goodness for duct tape.
Exactly.
Man,
And super glue.
yeah, and super glue. That's
glue,
great.
Glue the fingers. You can't use duct tape on
Yep,
the fingers.
That's true. Yes. Did you injure yourself at all and glue yourself together? Because that's possible. That's what super glue does.
I had a lot of little injuries. My big quote injury was stumbling into poison ivy. And that was a defining moment
Yeah,
in
that's
my
not good.
journey.
Ow.
How far in was that?
So I partied in a field with a bunch of locals. They fed us a lot of beer. I hung my food in a tree of poison ivy without realizing it until the middle of the night when I woke up with blisters all over me. And so pretty far in.
Oh, thankfully it wasn't in the beginning.
Well,
'cause
it
that
was
would've-
about 400 miles in, and so I had boils and blisters head to toe, and people started referring to me as Job, as in the biblical character. And so I tried shaking it, and I've to this day am still known as Job on the trail.
Job. Oof,
That's
man.
great. How much can you put up with? Ask Job. It's like a reality show, I mean,
Yeah, exactly. Well, my friends all asked me, "Why don't you just go home?" And I said I could be miserable there, or I could be miserable here, and
Right.
right.
no, you can't quit.
Exactly, but they said, you're making us miserable just looking at you.
Hey, Job, go home. That could be a book.
It could be, or a song. Maybe that'll be my next song.
Shawn Taylor's going to play us another song.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sure,
That would explain the guitar. This is
sure.
that's attached to
No, not
his
necessarily.
body. No, not really.
Yeah,
we
that's
can
pretty
carry
much an
guitars
appendage.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in fact, since we're talking about poison ivy, maybe I'll tell you the song that goes with that story. The only reason I survived, and the only reason I survived the hike after that was doing exercises in my mind to keep my mind off of the poison ivy. And so one of those things was singing songs in my head. Another thing when I ran out of songs to sing, or I was driving myself crazy with those, is to just come up with rhythms and try to walk in different rhythms. And so that's what this song comes out of, an exercise of kind of walking in different rhythms,
Oof.
called balance.
Shawn Taylor on WOW Radio CT.
Dance with me, 'cause I can't find my balance. Please dance with me. Dance with me. 'Cause I can't find my rhythm. Please dance with me. Down by the river. Sing with me. 'Cause I can't find the key, no got the words to break it down. Just Sing with me. Breathe. That one's important. With me. 'Cause I can't find my center now. Please breathe with me. Down from the mountain falls a boulder with a thunder like the river to the sea. Till it's worn to a pebble, softest pebble on the beach. Dream with me. Let's dream that this is all just some crazy dream. And dance, dance with me. Dance. Dance with me. Love, love with me. And dance, dance with me. Thank you.
Shawn Taylor, that was called Balance?
Yes, that was the abridged version. As I was playing it, I realized I cut it in half. So if you want to hear the real version, that was the title track from my last album. It's on Spotify.
Okay.
And there's also a version on my new album with featuring Chris D'Amato, formerly known as Smokin' Opie, the Smokin' Opie Blues Band. Yeah.
yeah.
So he and I play together often. In fact, he'll be accompanying me at the Fairfield Hills Music Festival, and we have a version of that song on the new album.
Great tune. Love the changes in that
Thank
tune.
you.
It's 2:37 live time. It's 8:37 on a rebroadcast. Shawn, we have one more thing.
Yes,
Pick one of your gigs, maybe the Stratford one. Let's record a promo.
certainly.
So you can say, Shawn Taylor, come see me on April something.
Sure.
26.
26th at the Stratford Church.
Yeah, all right. This is Shawn Taylor.
Oh, yeah, let's do it. Let's slate you.
Oh, man.
This is Shawn Taylor's promo for Wow Radio CT. Oh, and you have to end it with, and thanks for listening to Wow Radio
course.
CT.
Of course.
You ready?
Yep.
You got it in your head?
Yes.
All right, you're good at that.
Sometimes.
Okay. Shawn Taylor's promo. Take one. What? Ow.
Hey, folks, this is Shawn Taylor coming to you from Wow Radio. I just wanted to let you know about my song with Brian Titus and Mark Apostolidis called Songs from the Trail, coming up Saturday, April 26th at the Christ Episcopal Church in Stratford, where we will be telling you stories from the Appalachian Trail, the Pacific Crest Trail, from the Long Trail, the John Muir Trail, and all these trips, and showing you our pictures and our gear. You'll even smell the trail, probably. So please join us Saturday, April 26th, and I'd like to thank you for listening to Wow Radio CT.
We're going to do it one more time.
Sure.
Because you said come see our song.
Yep.
Did I?
Not the show.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
All right?
Let's see if I can remember.
All right, ready? Take two.
Hello, everybody out in Wow Radio Land. This is Shawn Taylor. I'd like to tell you about my upcoming show with Brian Titus and Mark Apostolidis called Songs from the Trail at the Christ Episcopal Church in Stratford, Connecticut on Saturday, April 26th. We'll be sharing songs and stories and pictures and our gear from our hikes on the Appalachian Trail, the Pacific Crest Trail, the Long Trail, and a bunch of other trails. And we'd like for you to join us. You might even smell the trail from our gear. It'll be like you're hiking it alongside of us. Oh, man.
It's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I was on a roll there.
So come
All
see
right.
us again. You can finish that. So
Okay.
once again, the show is 3, 2, 1, go.
So once again, please come see us at the Christ Episcopal Church on April 26th, Saturday. Songs from the Trail, Brian Titus, Mark Apostolidis and myself, Shawn Taylor, sharing songs and stories and pictures from the Appalachian Trail and beyond. And thank you for listening to Wow Radio CT. Oh, man.
Beautiful. Beautiful, Shawn.
What about the bunny trail?
What's that?
You said a lot of trails. Have you ever been on the bunny trail?
I don't know that one.
Can you
know?
hop?
Can I hop? I
Yeah.
can hop a little.
Shawn
Here
Taylor,
comes
thank
Peter
you.
Cottontail hopping down the bunny trail.
Ah, man. Now
You
it's on
never
my,
been there?
That moved to my top of my list now.
Let me know when you find it.
I will be looking.
Thank you, Shawn Taylor.
You're welcome.
Good
Thank
job,
you, Brian.
top to bottom
Thank you,
today.
man.
That was excellent.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you having me.
Thank you very much.
And
That's
the
great.
new, the
what
new
a day
disc
we've
will
had.
be out, the last one that you've got the best video show Friday, May 16th to celebrate
Yes.
the release of that.
There will be CDs available and downloads available, and then later on in the summer, it will be coming out on streamings.
Terrific. And I love what I've heard from it already.
Thank you, Pam.
So
Thank
thanks
you,
for
Shawn
coming by.
Taylor.
Thank you, Brian.
And we've got to thank Mixmaster Bill and Coraline.
Coraline!
I said it correctly.
Coraline!
Hanging out with us all day today. It was
Nancy
great.
Dudchick
And bringing
and-
us donuts and coffee,
Yeah.
bagels. What
Beef
a day.
Man. Great
right.
day.
Thank
Grateful
you, guys.
Dead now.
Thank you, Coraline. Thank you, Bill.